Hello and welcome from sunny Davos. I am Siddharth Zarabi and with me Hardeep Singh Puri, the Minister for Petroleum and Natural Gas. Mr. Puri, welcome to Business Today and the India Today studio here. It's perhaps a coincidence that we didn't know that we would be chatting to you just 24 hours after a significant cut in additional excise duty by the government and the consequent reduction in oil prices, petroleum and diesel. Your first thoughts as to the reason it happened now and what it really means from a price perspective?
First of all, it's not a standalone decision. मैं आपको याद करवाना चाह रहा हूं कि नवंबर 4 तारीख को the first petrol and diesel excise cut took place. You remember 5 rupees and 10 rupees petrol and diesel excise was cut. It was a decision taken by the government, by the Prime Minister in particular, who has been personally monitoring the very difficult terrain through which we are having to navigate. COVID was difficult enough. COVID was difficult enough. We are not still out of it, no matter which way you look at it. I mean, the 80 million people, 800 million people, 80 crore of our citizens who are fed, given 3 meals a day. That process, that scheme is still on.
And that
2 billion vaccine doses distributed to our citizens. This is reflective of the Prime Minister's personal concern for the welfare of the common man, Aam Aadmi. You know, interestingly, normally when prices are very high, you would expect that the elasticity or the lack of elasticity, you would expect that demand would drop. But this month's figures which I saw, petrol consumption is 14% higher than the corresponding period the previous month. Diesel also, the earlier month. Diesel, I think also 2% or so. But that overall increase in consumption cannot conceal the fact. It conceals and it should not be allowed to conceal. I would say that the decision has been widely welcomed. It has been applauded. We got some carping noises, but you know, some of us who are at the wrong side of the political spectrum, and we are fast atrophying or disappearing in terms of our political relevance. They will carp, it doesn't matter.
The Prime Minister had some time ago made a pointed reference to the responsibility of states when it comes to oil sector duties. As we all know, it's not part of GST. Obviously, the BJP-ruled states have responded. Many haven't. And now, as I know at least, I think a few states have started to respond after yesterday's cut. What lies behind this state-center gap in this?
You know, if we were having an academic argument about different stakeholders in a system of cooperative federalism, it's a centre's right to raise revenue, it's a state's right to raise revenue. That would not be a focused discussion. The fact of the matter is that a citizen of India, whether he or she lives in a BJP-ruled state or in a non-BJP government, whereas a non-BJP government, that citizen has the same rights. And there are people from all segments of society. So how can you allow a situation where a BJP-ruled state, petrol is 15 rupees cheaper than in a non-BJP state? I told my friend, the Honorable Chief Minister of Delhi, and I use my words very carefully, I said, आप कम नहीं करना चाह रहे हैं, पर मैं आपको बताता हूँ, आपकी geographical location ऐसी है कि आपके पास और कोई choice नहीं रहेगी. वही हुआ, उन्होंने नहीं कम किया पहली reduction के बाद, तो उनको लगा कि 20%, after a few days, 20% there was a shortage. Now, you can't go all the way from a place X to Y to fill up long distance. But if you are in a place like Delhi and you're traveling to Faridabad or Gurgaon, etc., so instead of filling here, you fill there.
वो तो border पता भी नहीं लग गया.
Border पता भी नहीं. तो जब 20% dealers को फर्क पड़ा और ये हुआ, तो उन्होंने भी कम कर दिया.
मंत्री जी, केजरीवाल जी ने क्यों नहीं घटाए फिर?
उस समय क्यों नहीं घटाए?
जी.
उनको लगता था कि इसको अगर रहो तो रेवेन्यू बहुत बढ़ती है. और उनका मैं अब क्या बताऊं, इज अ फ्रेंड ऑफ माइन, वो विज्ञापन पे, एडवर्टाइजमेंट पे तकड़ा खर्चा है उनका. सो आई डोंट नो, आई एम सेइंग दिस नॉट सीरियसली, बट I think even he realized he had to reduce finally.